Welcome back, enthusiasts. Today, we're delving into the fascinating world of cannabis regeneration. Whether you're a seasoned grower or just starting out on your journey to learning about cannabis cultivation, grasping the ins and outs of this process can truly revolutionize a cultivator's growing experience. But before we jump in, please note this is an educational video, and therefore any information provided is for educational purposes only. Also, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our weekly video releases. Now let's dive in. In botany, plant regeneration involves repairing and rejuvenating plant tissues. Cannabis regeneration, or re-vegging, is the process of reverting a mature, flowered plant back to its vegetative stage, enabling it to yield additional harvests. As a plant that flowers annually, the life cycle of cannabis is confined to a single season, which can be both time-consuming and expensive. To enhance efficiency, production, and yield, cannabis farmers employ a process called re-vegging. This method enables cultivators to maintain desirable phenotypes while facilitating rapid, successive harvests. The modern history of re-vegging cannabis is closely tied to the rise of indoor cultivation, which began to take off in the 1960s and 1970s. During this period, the counterculture movement and the prohibition of cannabis led to a surge in clandestine growing operations. Indoor growing became necessary due to legal restrictions, and growers began to experiment more with their cultivation techniques to maximize yields and preserve valuable plant genetics. In the 1970s and 1980s, indoor growing setups became more sophisticated. Growers discovered that by manipulating light cycles, they could revert a flowering cannabis plant back to its vegetative state. This was initially done out of necessity, as growers wanted to maintain specific genetic traits without continually starting from seed, which could be unpredictable and time-consuming. Forums, grower meetups, and publications began sharing knowledge about re-vegging techniques, contributing to a more systematic understanding of the process. Today, with the legalization and decriminalization of cannabis in various parts of the world, especially in North America and Europe, cannabis cultivation has entered a new era of scientific and horticultural advancement. Re-vegging has become a well-documented and commonly practiced technique among both hobbyist and commercial growers. Cannabis cultivators have honed the art of re-vegging and developed various methods to achieve it. Let's explore a few of the most popular methods: re-vegging post-harvest, monster cropping, and stump re-vegging. Let's start with re-vegging post-harvest. Step 1. Pruning. Preserve as much of the plant structure as possible during harvest. Remove buds without stripping entire branches, leaving plenty of leaves and smaller buds intact for future regrowth. Step 2. Repair any wounds. Patch up any significant holes or damage on branches or the main stem incurred during harvesting. Step 3. Treat the root zone. Flush out any accumulated minerals in the root zone with lukewarm water to promote future growth. Step 4. Nurture the roots. Update nutrient solutions to support vigorous growth, emphasizing nitrogen-heavy nutrients akin to those used for young seedlings. Step 5. Repotting. Transplant the cannabis plant into fresh soil to encourage root expansion. Step 6. Light adjustment. Shift to a light cycle of 20 hours of light and 4 hours of darkness to stimulate vegetative growth. This process can take 2 to 3 weeks depending on the plant and strain. Once the plant is back in the vegetative growth stage, the light cycle should change to 18 hours of light and 6 hours of darkness per day. Step 7. Flowering. After 4 to 6 weeks in the vegetative stage, switch to a 12-hour light and 12-hour darkness cycle to initiate flowering, typically lasting 8 to 9 weeks for full flower development. Now let's delve into our second method, monster cropping. This technique involves cloning a plant during its flowering stage, resulting in increased density, volume, and growth viability. Step 1. Take cuttings. Take cuttings from lower branches between the second and third week of flowering, ensuring a diagonal cut for optimal absorption. Step 2. Repair any wounds. Mend any significant damage caused during the cutting process. To do this, you can apply rooting hormone to cuttings to enhance survival chances. Step 3. Monitor. Place treated cuttings in water or soaked rock wool until roots develop sufficiently for transplanting. Step 4. Repotting. Transfer rooted cuttings into fresh soil to support further growth. Step 5. Light cycle adjustment. Follow the same light cycle adjustment as with re-vegging post-harvest. Step 6. Flowering. After 4 to 6 weeks in the vegetative stage, transition to flowering as previously described. Now that we've covered some background on today's topic, we just wanted to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, the Exhale Homegrown CO2 Company. They offer one of the most practical and reliable ways to introduce natural carbon dioxide into your grow. For over 20 years, Exhale has taken the science of fungal respiration and turned it into a clean, controlled, and highly effective solution for indoor gardening. Each bag is thoughtfully designed to meet the needs of real-world growers, from small home tents to fully sealed commercial rooms. It's a true plug-and-play system. Just hang the bag above your canopy and the fungi inside get to work, producing a steady stream of CO2. This is possible because inside each bag is a proprietary substrate that serves as the fungi's food source, along with a patented non-fruiting mycelium strain developed specifically for steady, reliable respiration. What really sets Exhale apart is that they were the first to bring the CO2 bag concept to market. Their innovation helped create an entirely new category of grow room products that many others would later follow. While plenty of imitators have entered the market, none match Exhale's consistency or quality. That's why every product carries the original CO2 bag seal. So when you see that label, you know you're getting proven performance. For more information about Exhale and their products, go to the video summary and visit their website at exhaleco2bags.com. While you're there, be sure to check out our promo code from Exhale. It's a great way to save some money if you're ready to give passive CO2 a try in your grow space. Now let's get back to today's topic. Finally, let's discuss the method of stump re-vegging. Stump re-vegging is a technique that has evolved with modern cannabis cultivation. It stems from the necessity of preserving the genetic traits of particularly successful plants and maximizing harvests. Traditional cannabis cultivation often relied on starting new plants from seeds for each grow cycle. However, as the cultivation community grew and shared knowledge, the benefits of re-vegging became apparent. This method gained popularity in the 1970s and 1980s with the rise of indoor growing and the need for efficient space and resource management. Growers realized that by keeping part of the plant alive post-harvest, they could bypass the seedling stage and retain the valuable genetics of a successful plant. Now that we understand what stump re-vegging is, let's discuss how it is done. Step 1. Harvesting. Leave some lower branches, leaves, and small buds intact on the plant. This remaining foliage is crucial for the plant to photosynthesize and start re-vegging. Step 2. Lighting. Adjust the light schedule to 18 to 24 hours of light per day to revert the plant back to its vegetative state. Use a light spectrum suitable for vegetative growth. Step 3. Nutrients. Transition back to a vegetative nutrient regimen, focusing on high nitrogen content to promote leaf and stem growth. Step 4. Care and monitoring. Regularly check the plant for signs of new growth. It may take a few weeks for the plant to start producing normal vegetative leaves. Step 5. Pruning. Trim any dead or yellowing foliage to encourage healthy new growth. Let's now delve into a few reasons why growers choose to re-veg their plants. Cultivators choose to re-veg their cannabis plants for several reasons, all aimed at maximizing the efficiency and productivity of their growing operations. Here are the primary reasons. 1. Genetic preservation. Re-vegging allows growers to preserve the genetic makeup of a particularly successful plant. This is especially valuable for maintaining the traits of a plant that is proven to be high-yielding, potent, or particularly resilient to pests and diseases. Instead of continually starting from seed, which can lead to genetic variation, re-vegging ensures that the desired characteristics are retained. 2. Time efficiency. Re-vegging can save significant time compared to starting new plants from seeds or even from clones. A re-vegged plant is already mature and has an established root system, allowing it to grow more quickly once it re-enters the vegetative stage. This can shorten the overall grow cycle and lead to quicker subsequent harvests. 3. Resource savings. Re-vegging can be more resource efficient than starting from seeds. Seeds can be expensive and germinating them can be time-consuming and resource-intensive. By reusing the same plant, growers can save on the cost and effort associated with starting new plants. 4. Increased yields. Re-vegged plants often grow bushier and produce more branches compared to those grown from seeds or clones. This can lead to more bud sites and potentially higher yields in subsequent harvests. Techniques like monster cropping, which involves taking clones from a flowering plant, take advantage of this characteristic. 5. Sustainability re-vegging contributes to a more sustainable growing practice by reducing the need for new seeds and clones. It allows growers to make better use of their growing medium and nutrients, leading to less waste and more sustainable cultivation methods. 6. Experimentation and learning. For many growers, re-vegging is also an opportunity to experiment and learn more about plant biology and cultivation techniques. It can be a fascinating process to observe how a plant reverts to its vegetative state and to understand the factors that influence successful re-vegging. 7. Rescue and recovery. In some cases, re-vegging can be used to rescue a plant that has experienced stress or damage. If a plant has been partially harvested or has suffered from environmental stressors, re-vegging can give it a second chance to recover and thrive. 8. Maintaining perpetual harvests. Re-vegging can be part of a strategy to maintain a perpetual harvest system, where growers have plants at different stages of growth continuously. This ensures a steady supply of cannabis and optimizes the use of growing space and resources. Overall, re-vegging is a versatile and valuable technique in cannabis cultivation, offering multiple benefits that enhance the efficiency, sustainability, and productivity of growing operations. And there you have it. A comprehensive guide to cannabis re-vegging, from the basics to practical application. Whether you're a novice or an expert, understanding cloning science can take your cultivation skills to new heights. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be notified when we release more educational content. If you have any questions or ideas for future videos, drop them in the comments below. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, keep being awesome and stay curious, my friends.